Raise your hand if your students or your kids don't love to write. Yeah, mine too. But I have a really cool solution that will help them learn to enjoy writing using story coins. Your kids don't love to write. Can we blame them? The way that we teach writing is so structured, but writing in itself is an art. So when we think about it, our kids are probably a little bored. They don't get the freedom of expressing their feelings and emotions, and our writing instruction is missing a lot of creativity. When I was a kid, I spent my summers with my grandmother, and she also happened to be a fifth grade teacher. So naturally, we did some schoolwork over the summer. One of my favorite things was playing a story building game. So the premise is that you start with a topic, one person writes a sentence, and then you keep building, taking turns, adding to the story. It's that game, I think, gave me the love for writing. So I created a game to help my students learn to love writing. I created story coins. So story coins are these little tangible coins that have little images on them. And students can use these to create a story, a sentence, a poem, but we can also use them for vocabulary. I've used them in math centers to write word problems. We've used them as a brain break. I've used them with creative outlets like Legos and building blocks. So they're not just for story writing, although that is the basis of the game. So let's say you draw a flamingo. You, the person who goes first, creates a sentence about this flamingo. It could be the flamingo itself. It could be where you would find a flamingo. It might even be that you give the flamingo a fun name and a fictional quality. So let's call our flamingo Frankie. And Frankie hates shrimp. Now, if you know, flamingos get their color from eating shrimp. So because Frankie hates eating shrimp, where does her pink color come from? So then the next person would draw a coin and they can build on that story. So let's say Frankie hates eating shrimp, but she lives near a watermelon stand. Well, watermelons have a pink color. So I'm going to say that instead of eating shrimp, Frankie lives on watermelon. That's why she has a pink color. So as you keep going, you keep building on to the story based on the coin that you pull. I have several sets. So this is the sea creature set. There's a wild animals set. You can mix and match them. But it's just a fun and creative way to let students create a story without having to start from ground zero. So often students get stuck on the beginning. How am I going to start my story? What do I even write about? So using story coins, you are able to give them a place to start. You don't even have to use all of the coins. You could pull out one coin for a whole group or a small group setting and say, today we have the beach ball. So our quick write or our writing topic is going to be about something that relates to the beach ball. Could be a location. Maybe the students want to set their story at the beach. It could be perspective. Maybe the students want to write about a child who lost their beach ball or write about from the perspective of the beach ball. You could even do some vocabulary building. So you could tell the students, we have a beach ball, but the catch is you cannot use the word ball in your story. So they would have to come up with some other creative way to express what this is, like a beach sphere. It just gives them a fun way to manipulate words, practice synonyms and antonyms without feeling tied down to the rules and structure of writing. So while there are rules, the fun part about writing is that you don't always have to follow those rules. And Story Coins gives kids a way to practice their writing skills without being stifled by the rules and regulations of correct writing. If you try this in your classroom or at home with your kids, please let me know. There's a link down below to purchase the Story Coins from my website or from Etsy if you're more comfortable with Etsy. Click subscribe to follow along, and we'll see you next time.